Greetings, gentry of the void. I fucked up what I was doing. What's up? I happen to be not sick this week. And more interesting, stuff happened. I know. And I didn't want to do a different, I tried to do a different angle. So we're here on my bed. Different angle. Same blue walls, everything. No, no. But different angle, but nonetheless. I did stuff this week. Um, didn't see a movie. Sad about that because I really wanted to go see. No Man of War's last movie he did. Working Man. But things didn't work out for that. The reason things didn't work out for that because instead of that Saturday, yesterday, I went to a thing. So this cool thing I was invited to. I didn't. I went to alone, unfortunately, because my acquaintance got sick, and that was sad. But like, it's super sad that she didn't go because it was a really cool thing. I think would have been cool for her to be to as well. But also, she got sick with something that like mirrors what I have. Like I got gastroparesis, but luckily I'm sure that it's just food poisoning because yeah. But that weird. But the thing I went to talk about that. It's cool. It was an open air concert on the beach, and I didn't really know anything about. Okay, let me back up. When I read it as an open air concert to headphones. So I thought it was going to be a piano open air concert. So I was thinking amphitheater, but headphones. So everyone could hear it. So in my mind, I thought it was like a piano orchestra type deal, but instead of it being in a big place or a bigger thing, it was in headphones, so everyone could hear all the music. So I thought it would be a really cool concept to go to. It actually was on the beach. I found out after I like printed out to get information after my friend told me she was sick and wasn't coming. Um, that was weird, but I got there. It was a guy on a beach on a piano. It was it was on the beach. I had to drive a little bit to get to said beach, but it was weird. Like it was a cool time. I was happy to get out of the house, do something fun, all that jazz. But it's a really cool experience. It was more of a relaxing type thing, and I realized that my light is on. Um, I thought it would. These are bad angles. Well, it was a relaxing type thing. It was a relaxing type thing, and where it was relaxing, I felt it as a really cool thing for the thing. Also very impressive because the guy doing this thing played an hour and like 15 minutes straight on piano uninterrupted. And while he did this, he also said like very calming things, like very philosophical things, and like thinking things. And I enjoyed it as a very cool hour at the beach with a good breeze. Unfortunately, no clouds, but regardless, it was a decent time to just like not think. And um, complete honesty, it was very calming, very relaxing. I was mostly in my head about a D&D thing, but still very fun, interesting thing. And whereas I thought it was just a very calm, shut your brain off moment, people felt emotions for it. Some people felt spiritual enlightened with it. So a lot of people felt calm because at the end of him playing, people came up and talked, which was really nice. And like people got different things from it. I don't know. It was a really cool thing. So I think it was a really cool thing in my week. A thing that I wouldn't have found out about, but my acquaintance friend got me ticket to said thing, and unfortunately she didn't go with me, but it was the thing, and I enjoyed going. The other thing for the entire week that has been interesting to me, Sleep Token released their second album from their new album, even in Arcadia, and I will admit, when it comes to music and band things, I am not as well versed on things, and like I like my top 10 bands fluctuate, but like I would say that my favorite three bands are Fall Out Boy, Fall Out very closely by Mariana Trench. That's two bands. I don't think I'm opening that can of worms in my head right now. Those two bands. I follow those two bands. I know things about those bands, kind of, but like I don't know a lot about what's going on. Now that said, I got into Sleep Token 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, while they were making while they were slowly working their way into taking back Eden. And during a time period that I've been listening to their discography, I've really enjoyed them. I've like seen some stuff on the lore and thing that I think it's really cool. I haven't like dived too deep into it, but Sleep Token released a song called Caramel. Now he released sorry they band the band released oh my did I forget the title of the first song they released? There's no way. I don't know the name of the first track that they released. I feel upset about this. I really do. I want to say it's something to do with dissociating, but it's not it. It's Emergence. Candid, I was saying all that. I was singing lyrics in my head. It's called Emergence. Emergence came out, really good thing, and it's just like a really good Sleep Token song. And Caramel was being released. I didn't really know what it's going to be about, and I listened to it. Now, obviously not I'm not a person that does music things, whatever, but everyone that I follow, Tumblr, a little bit of Instagram, a lot of people have been into this song. I listened to this song and was blown away by it because I did not like. I will say this: a little bit of last year, there have been like a few like reels and stuff popping up about some token, and just like how like Vessel is a person, has how many people like worship him, which is a thing. But like I think maybe once or twice I had a passing thought that was I wonder what it's like to be the leader of a faceless band. Technically, they're all faceless, they're all people, but they're all faceless. And I was like, I wonder what it's like to be a faceless band and go from like minor popularity to like global popularity. And I had this thought because like I am new to Sleep Token, but like I think I was other stuff. I'm not like deep in Sleep Token, but like I think about the fact that like Sleep Token is a UK based band, and like I follow bands from a lot of places, but like to think that like you are a UK based band and you got to like international, like I think they take a I think they took a break, but like they're like almost on that always touring grind of stuff, and they're very popular. Like I think like maybe last year my whole thought was like I wonder what it's like to like be that popular and be a faceless band because at some point, and I say this because like I like Slipknot and like I used to listen to Hollywood Undead and like um they had a lot of random issues about like being who they were, but also not being the people that they are. And I've heard due to Carol, I'll get to the point in a minute, I promise, that like a lot of bands that like try to be faceless, or another good example would be Corpse. When people try to be faceless, it goes weird and it either destroys what you do or it evolves it into something else. And I think that I happen to be in the positive sphere of liking Sleep Token because like I just like Sleep Token's lyrics, really good stuff, and the art that people make for it, amazing, and the funny memes that come out of stuff, also kind of funny. But like, I have never thought about like the people of the Dogen. Like, I love Tush drumming. I love how he talked about stuff when he did that Drumeo thing. Really, really good stuff. Um, yeah. But Caramel is a song about. I believe it's mostly about what Vessel is going through. If you've never listened, if you've never watched my, if you've never gotten that far into one of my videos, hello, I'm CrimsonSlave. I ramble every Sunday. Vessel is for if you don't know what Sleep Token is, also strangely made this far to this thing. Good for you. Sleep Token is a 5 person. Well, I think there are more than five now. I think they have three people permanently that do female vocals. So we're gonna say that Sleep Token is four people plus extra vocalists because they have two guitars and drums. That's what yeah, four people. We're gonna go with that. But the lead singer of Sleep Token, I don't know anything about. I've never, I haven't dug into it. I'm just an enjoyer of what the art comes from Sleep Token. But Sleep Token, main Token's frontman Vessel, made a song Caramel. It's really about like what he is going through and like the things he's dealing with. Really hard, emotional, interesting things to a really interesting like Latin vibe beat to it. And I was not, and I think a lot of people, like I've seen like the past few days who like do music reactions and like talk about things and like have an authority on music and other bands were also surprised what Caramel was. Because I don't think like don't get me wrong, I've just lost like something. Like I think that like there are like hints of things. Like I think I watched a video saying that they'll never do illicit live probably ever. And there's there's always like there's like little parts of like songs that have an emotional state to it, and there's also the very very famous Russell cried while singing a song that was recorded. So like he's really invested in things he writes. So hearing this interesting perspective of it was interesting because I am probably like I would say that I'm an enjoyer of the token. But when it comes to like bands that I like super love, I never get like stuck into things. I say this as someone who likes Panic at the Disco and wrote that out until that stopped being a thing. But like when like things come out about like bands and things that people are going through, you hear that condensed in like to maybe a lyric or maybe a song. But like hearing that level of things was super interesting because it's a super emotional thing, and with it being the second track release on an album that people were waiting for means that it had a lot of eyes on it. It was super interesting. But it's a super good listenable song. I've been listening to Caramel so many times. I've memorized now. Great song. And that's also a thing that happened this week. I don't know. That's it. That's kind of it. And unfortunately, those are the only two things that are my week. So, yeah. Yeah. Like I wish I had more things to do, but I can at least say that like I bounced back from being whatever last week was. Because I will admit, honestly, last week I didn't really have anything. I was just mostly playing Assassin's Creed and like having thoughts about things and like job stuff. But I think more so last week was playing with a lot of strange dreams, dealing with a person that hates me, and just like thinking that all of that meant something because it's a logic thing that I have is that if you have a dream about someone randomly, if you have a lot of dreams about someone, then that means that person is thinking about you. And my brain last week, like mostly trying to get over being sick officially, having the thought that someone that hates you said really fucked up things to you that meant something to me in a really deep way could be thinking about me. Very strange. Very strange thought. And a very strange thing for it. And waking up from like weird dreams about that when I woke up Sunday to record the video after like sleeping for like maybe like 10, 12 hours. Like maybe like 9, like somewhere between 9 and 11 hours. I just wasn't prepared to do anything. I didn't want to do anything to begin with. But I'm trying my best to be consistent with making these videos every Sunday because it's just easier that way. But that was the whole thing I was going to do. But at least I can say I'm better currently. And yeah, I don't know what else to like really say to that. But I happen I happen to be a thing. Oh, there is one thing that I want to point out that's not important to anybody, but it is to me. As I said, last week I missed my cousin's wedding because I had to babysit my grandfather. And there are signs that if I wasn't here, something obviously would have went wrong with how things were, and I was just here. It's not important. The important thing is in this story is that I got a coupon for ordering a pizza for my grandfather, and it gave me a free pizza. And I was like, cool, I'll use that this week. I tried to go pick up the pizza, order it, and I found out upon like walking that it wouldn't have worked because it was delivery only pizza. But it was a delivery pizza. It was a delivery pizza. It was a free two topping pizza, valid for a week, and it literally was order delivery, and we'll give you a free two-topping pizza. I didn't think about this very hard. This is kind of bad because I used to work in delivery. I used to delivery for like 2 years. Um, but it wasn't very concise what it meant because I was like I don't have any money, but I want to get the pizza before the coupon expires. I was like, cool. I was making random two pizza, get it sent out because I have to do that. I have to have delivery money. I would rather just pick up pizza from a store. So I got $6 together. It wouldn't let me order the pizza because the delivery fee would have been a little under $6. I was like, whatever, I have $6. But the pizza was free. And I found out, unfortunately, that because of how the thing worked, I had to spend at least $15 to get the free pizza, which was a really confusing moment for me mentally because the math in my head at that moment, I was like, I just want a pizza, hurt me because it meant that I would have had to spend at least $15 and then pay delivery fee to get a free pizza, which was strange because I think the pizza that I ordered ended up was it was like the $15 pizza plus tax plus delivery charge made that pizza like $18, like 18, $19. get it free. And because I bought that pizza, it gave me a free pizza. But then I would have to spend basically $20 more to get a two topping pizza, which made no sense because I still had to pay delivery fee, which meant that I'd have to spend $20. So I got a coupon to give me a $14 pizza for free to encourage me to spend that same amount of money to get a pizza, but it's delivery only, so I'd have to spend $15, spend $6 to get a delivery charge to get something for free. And I will admit, it was one of the few times where I got super, super annoyed at nothing and like debated deleting the whole app on my phone because of how mad it made me in that moment. Because I kind of was confused by this when I went to the store, and then the people at the store were like, ugh. Because apparently they had the same problem with other customers coming in upset about it. I didn't get upset about it at the moment. I was just like confused because apparently it did say on the coupon terms and something apply, but apparently Domino's gives that coupon to people occasionally, and a lot of people come to the store mad about it because they just want to get a carry out. They don't want to pay the delivery charge. But apparently it's a recurring problem, which I think technically if you have people coming in and make a recurring problem, maybe you fix the problem instead of giving out a free coupon that makes problems for other customers, which will probably deter people from ordering pizza from you. But I worked in delivery in customer service, not marketing. Anyway, my week was weird. That also was a highlight of my week. Next week, no clue, no clue, no clue. I had another plan about something. It's gonna be weird. I have no idea about that either. But yeah, try my best to do stuff and be like functional and doing things. But because of my good friend, because of my I just keep changing this perspective a lot because of my acquaintance. I got out and did a people thing. I didn't see a movie. I didn't watch anything, but I am having problems financially, and I am having my own issues. But that's not a thing I want to annoy you with. Future Jack though, Future Jack will be like, remember that week? That week sucked. But I'm trying to have less bad weeks, and I don't want to like soapbox. Well, I can hear me soapbox from laying down, but I don't want to have just weeks of me being upset. I think I did a lot of that my first 9 months of me being here. I don't want to go back to just having random videos of faking smiles, being upset, and pretending that everything's fine. But I also don't want to go full complain mode about problems that I can't affect. So I don't know. I don't know. Either way, that's the end of his video. But it's been a thing. Next week, don't know. Hopefully, there'll be something. But until then,